We all seek Allah's mercy, but are we truly positioning ourselves to receive it? How often do we find ourselves searching for His guidance, yet unsure if we are truly on the right path? Today's supplication is a heartfelt plea asking Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to grant us a share of His vast mercy, to guide us with His clear signs, to pull us toward everything that pleases Him. Because the truth is, Allah's mercy surrounds us, but are we opening our hearts to it? Let's explore how this powerful dua can help us align our hearts with His guidance and love. On day 9 of the holy month of Ramadan, we recite the following supplication. اللهم اجعل لي فيه نصيبا من رحمتك الواسعة واهدني فيه لبراهينك الساطعة وخذ بناصيتي إلى مرضاتك الجامعة بمحبتك يا أمل المشتاقين. O God, allocate for me in it a share of your immense mercy, and guide me in it to your brilliant evidence, and pull my forelock to where lies all that pleases you by your love, O hope of those who yearn. This supplication reminds us of two fundamental pillars of our spiritual journey: Allah's vast mercy and the guidance that lights our way. But it also calls us to something deeper, actively seeking His pleasure through devotion and obedience. In the previous supplications, we asked for the ability to show kindness and mercy and knowledge to others. Now we turn inward. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to shower us with His mercy, to guide us with His truth, to help us walk the path that brings us closer to Him. At this stage in the holy month of Ramadan, we have softened our hearts through worship and through self-discipline. Now we're ready to reflect on the depth of divine mercy, a mercy that surrounds us even when we don't really realize it. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells us in the Holy Quran, وَرَحْمَتِي وَسِعَتْ كُلَّ شَيْءٍ. My mercy has encompassed all things. This means that no one is beyond His mercy. No one is undeserving of His love. No one has too many sins. No one is too lost to find their way back. This is our moment to fully embrace that mercy, to seek the guidance of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, to step forward on a path that leads to His ultimate pleasure. Imam Ali alayhi salam beautifully describes the vastness of Allah's mercy at the very beginning of the famous supplication of Kumail, where he begins by saying, O my Lord, I ask you by your mercy which has encompassed all things. This mercy is not just about material blessings. It extends far beyond wealth, health, ease in life. The greatest form of mercy is guidance, having the clarity to see truth from falsehood, to walk a path that pleases Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, to be pulled away from ignorance and darkness. This supplication of this day is our way of asking Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to surround us with His mercy, to keep us connected to His truth, to ensure that our hearts remain aligned with what pleases Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Ahlul Bayt, peace and blessings upon them, remind us of Allah's infinite generosity in the dua of Rajab. O one who gives so much in return for so little. O one who gives those who ask Him, as well as those who do not ask Him, out of His compassion and mercy. That is the mercy we're calling upon. Not one that we have earned, but one that is gifted to us out of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's grace and love. But to attract that mercy and to stay connected to divine guidance, we must also walk the path that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has set for us. The Holy Quran gives us the key to that path when it says, وَأَطِيعُوا اللَّهَ وَالرَّسُولَ لَعَلَّكُمْ تُرْحَمُونَ, and obey God and the Messenger so that you may perhaps receive mercy. This tells us that the obedience to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and His Messenger by itself brings mercy. Sincerity in worship draws us closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Striving for goodness keeps us wrapped in divine guidance. We can't just ask for mercy. We must also position ourselves to receive that mercy. At the heart of this supplication is a deep truth. Achieving Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's pleasure requires effort. It's not just about seeking forgiveness or hoping for guidance. It's about making the daily choice to align ourselves with what pleases God. Are we actively seeking Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's guidance, or are we waiting for it to just come to us? Are we striving to live in a way that keeps us under the mercy of Allah, or are we taking that mercy for granted? Are we taking action to position ourselves for His pleasure, or are we simply asking without effort? Because the ultimate goal isn't just to receive His mercy. It's to live in a way that keeps us wrapped in that mercy always. Let's be active in seeking Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's mercy. It's not just about waiting for the forgiveness to come our way. It's about living in a way that attracts the compassion of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala towards us. Let's seek guidance with sincerity. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's guidance is clear, but are we making an effort to recognize it and then to follow it? Let's commit to actions that align us with divine pleasure. It's not just about asking for help, it's about walking the path that He shows us to walk. Let's make space in our daily lives for reflection. Are we constantly evaluating our choices and aligning them with what pleases Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? Let's remember that mercy is not just about ease. It's about clarity and about direction. True divine mercy is having the ability to distinguish truth from falsehood and then walk the right path. As we continue through the remaining days of the holy month of Ramadan, we should remind ourselves, divine mercy isn't something we passively wait for. It's something we actively seek. It's nurtured through reflection, strengthened through obedience, reinforced through daily choices. It's a lifelong journey, not just a moment of seeking, but a lifetime of striving. May every act of devotion, every sincere effort, and every moment of reflection bring us closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's love and pleasure. And may the holy month of Ramadan be a stepping stone toward a lifelong journey of living in the mercy of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and with His nearness.